Hi everyone. In the earlier lecture, I discussed what writing task 2 is all about. After knowing that what writing task 2 demands, where I talked about a couple of things a candidate should always keep in mind. In this lecture, we will talk about kinds of writing. So many a time candidates get confused what are they supposed to write. So it's very important to understand what kind of essay you are supposed to write. The very first kind which is asked in exam is, do you agree or disagree? So whenever you are asked to what extent do you agree or disagree, make sure you write according to one opinion. You do not write both. Let me give you an example here. If there is a question, part-time job is suitable or advisable for university learners, to what extent do you agree or disagree? You have been asked a very simple question that part-time job is suitable for university learners according to the statement. Now, after the statement, you are supposed to give your opinion. Do you agree to it or you disagree to it? A candidate needs to be very careful that if your essay is asking, do you agree or disagree? Do not try to write statements like this, I partially agree. To some extent I agree, but to some extent I disagree. You cannot be very partial, you cannot be very complex while writing. It's a very simple process. Either you choose to write agreement or you choose to write disagreement. I'll be discussing the pattern. The very first paragraph in this kind of writing would be your introduction. Introduction would be your 4 to 5 lines. And the second para will be of entirely agreement or disagreement. Therefore, it is very important that in your introduction, you should write, therefore, I entirely agree to the topic. When you write this line, I entirely agree to the topic, which is very clear in the second paragraph, either you are going to write on agreement or on disagreement. If you ask me the length of the second paragraph right after introduction, the length of second paragraph would be of 20 lines. This is one full length essay and your capability for writing is highly checked in your second para, where it has to be very lengthy. You need to be very careful that you write complete para 2 in either agreement or disagreement, almost in 20 lines. Now, when it comes to agreement or disagreement, you need to be very careful that when you write agreement, you write only 2 views. There is video 3 or video 4, you can see that, in which I have discussed everything at length with model answer, sample answer, that what should be written. But in this lecture, I will be just talking about the pattern. Coming back to the point where I was discussing that in para 2, you need to be very careful when you write completely in agreement. You try to write 2 views, like one opinion in 6-7 lines with good example if you have in mind, and then the second view or second thought process or second idea of writing you have in your mind. For an example, in this particular question, my first idea of writing should be, I agree to the topic. My first idea or first view could be, university learners must go for part-time job because it improves their confidence level. They get more familiar to practical life. This is my view 1. I'll be explaining this whole point in 7 to 8 lines and will be writing any example. Maybe people in Japan, Canada, or the US, they are doing part-time job and they are more talented and confident as compared to students, those who are pampered. So this is my whole idea of writing. But my one point is not enough. I need to write at least 2 views. So my second view could be that each child is not financially sound. Most of the university learners are from the middle class family. If they start working or if they start going for part-time job, it will remove or reduce the burden, financial burden from their parents. So this could be my second point, and very nicely I need to explain my view 2. So after explaining my 2 views, my second para ends with good example. I'm repeating good examples around you, or maybe the global example or the examples of country, whatever is happening in country related to the particular topic will always allow you to score high. right after my agreement or disagreement. You can go for disagreement if you want. The third paragraph will be of conclusion. Conclusion will be a kind of suggestion you are giving in the end, a kind of concrete solution you are providing. Being on agreement, in case you chose to be on agreement, make sure you explain your agreement first and then coming to solution. No direct solution is required. You have to summarize whatever you have written above in a very new way. It should not be, words should not be repeated like introduction. Your conclusion is as important as your introduction is. So make sure that you form it very nicely. If you ask me the length of your conclusion, it would be of 5 to 6 lines. So earlier I discussed good connectors, good linking words, good thought process, planning allows you to score high. In this, I have just discussed that if you get agreement or disagreement, what you are supposed to write. In the next video, I'll be discuss both the views. So first one, agreement, disagreement, we have done in this video. In the next video, we are going to discuss the second kind, which is discuss both the views. Till then, keep learning. Bye-bye.